this land is resetting itself. This land is tapping into the energy of this type of solstice. You know, in order for us to engage with the light, engage with the day, engage with the fruits and enjoy the summer sun, we have to go to sleep. We have to enjoy the darkness. We're to be so afraid of our periods in life when we're going to have to be on our own, when we're going to have to reflect on certain things, when we're going to have to not rely on what we can see, but to just rely on genuinely what we feel within ourselves. Hello everyone, hey, so my name is Nakaira. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome in. Thank you so much for being present. I really appreciate your presence, and let's continue to build through this conversation. So this week is the summer solstice. This week is the winter solstice. It is the darkest week of the year, and today is the 21st of December, meaning that it is the darkest night of the year, the longest night of the year, and the shortest day. And I'm currently just absorbing these sun rays. Oh, now I can't see the camera, but yeah, I'm currently absorbing these sun rays, getting that sun in, but also as well preparing myself for the nighttime. Nighttime is where dreams happen. Nighttime is where a lot of traveling happens in terms of like the spiritual body. Nighttime is where the imagination is required. Like, even if you close your eyes for a moment with me, it requires you to see, but from a different lens. It requires you to open your imagination. It requires you to open your third eye. It requires you to even open your heart as well. And I believe that this time of year is so powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into the insights that I have about the solstice, this week being the darkest week of the year, and I want to share some of those insights with you so that we can keep ourselves sovereign and keep ourselves conscious at this time of the year. You know, often as well, this being like the 21st, so it's like around that Christmas period, and there is a lot of distraction, there is a lot of artificial light. And in this video, I want to encourage you to turn on your true intrinsic light and to illuminate yourself for the year to come, because truly today is as well. It's like a restart and a reset of the whole calendar, of the whole energetic calendar, and how consciousness is moving through the year. So in maths, we're always taught that, you know, darkness is evil, darkness is bad, darkness is, you know, a scary time. But then at the same time, we go to sleep every single night, you know, in order for us to engage with the light, engage with the day, engage with the fruits and enjoy the summer sun, we have to go to sleep. We have to enjoy the darkness. We have to leave the body at some point and then return in the day and then start another day. You know what I mean? Waking up every day is a blessing, but we have to rejoice in that blessing through the nighttime. And again, in the Bible it says as well, the first ever scriptures, the Bible and beyond, because obviously the Bible has been influenced by other sacred texts, it says that light comes from the darkness. So I believe that it's powerful for us to become aware, sovereign, create a relationship with darkness in order to get to know ourselves. Often we're running away from ourselves so much, so it's powerful for us to tap into what darkness is and to activate that within ourselves. And as well, we are all in relationship with melanin. We are all in relationship with carbon. We are all in relationship with darkness. And for us to acknowledge darkness, for us to acknowledge, you know, that which is unseen, is to acknowledge greater aspects of ourselves. As you can see in like science and the current explorations, they're all explorations. They're all currently obsessed with quantum computers, which I just call melanin magic, and they're also obsessed with dark matter, which again is melanin magic, and we all have access to this melanin. The plants express their melanin through photosynthesis. Beings that are rich in melanin are able to photosynthesize, but also as well, they are beings that are highly in melanin are also darker. So we're going to be tapping into like what that means for everyone today. Darkness is nothing to be afraid of. We are all so conditioned to be afraid of that. You know, in the media, like anything that is dark is considered bad. Like even for example, how they brainwash societies, and after everyone's been colonized, everyone that's darker skinned is associated with being evil, and they were able to brainwash the masses into believing that, you know, evil things such as slavery and just mass genocides are okay, because those people are dark skinned anyway, so that they're evil people, they're dark skinned people, so they deserve this. And certain people in the past have been able to use and manipulate sacred texts in order to, you know, inflict evil on a people just because those people appear darker skinned. And as well, you know, that they've related it to status and money and all these things, and they've been able to brainwash us for so long. And through this video, I just want us to have a powerful sit down and just acknowledge that everyone serves their purpose, but not only does everyone serve their purpose, specifically today, this being the darkest week of the year, that darkness serves its purpose and elevates your light. Like, you know what I mean? It elevates your daytime, it elevates your playtime. And, you know, when we tap into that, when we elevate that, when we create a relationship with that darkness, when we create a relationship with the people of the earth that are the aboriginals and the indigenous of darker skin tones, like when you create a relationship with those people, you will see the medicines of life, because as well we are all originating from those people. So then when we tap into where we originate, when we tap into the darkness which we came from, you know, because we are the light, so when we tap into the darkness that we came from, we know so much more about ourselves, and there's nothing to be afraid of or to walk away from. And as well, it will make you also appreciate the darker days in your life, like a somber period of your life, so like a darker period of your life. And it's like, oh, who can I call on, who can I this, who can I that? The darkness allows us to just sit and be in space, because ultimately when you look up at the stars, when you look at the sky at night, like that is space, that is darkness, that is space to think, space to tap in, space to be, space to grow, space to create. You know what I mean? If you look at a star, stars have ample space around them to be free, to radiate, to vibrate. They don't mind being in the dark because they know that they're the light. But our relationship with darkness in this world, as we're taught to perceive the world in opposites, for example, red means go, but a red light says to stop. Green means wait and breathe, but green lights mean to go. So we're definitely in the world of opposites, right? So in this world of opposites, we're told to be so afraid of this darkness, to be so afraid of our periods in life when we're going to have to be on our own, when we're going to have to reflect on certain things, when we're going to have to not rely on what we can see, but to just rely on genuinely what we feel within ourselves. And that doesn't come from light, you know what I mean? That doesn't come from what you can see, that comes from what you can feel, that comes from ultimate creation, that comes from being the seed in the ground. You know what I mean? The seed in the ground is, again, ultimately in space. If you look at like underground as space, it's just like pure black earthly matter. So it's like it's all blacked out space, and that seed, it can't see anything, and it has to tap into a space of belief, it has to tap into a space of godliness, and then root out and be like, yo, I'm here. And then from this dark space is when it's like, yes, okay, we're gonna start with life now, we're gonna reach the light now, we're gonna grow, we're gonna turn into whoever we are and find out who we are in this process. But you don't have to look to find out who you are. Just like the seed, you don't have to look to find out who you are, and the darkness helps you realize, like, there's nowhere to look, there's nothing outside of yourself, there's nowhere to, you know what I mean, there's nowhere to reach. You know what I mean, like, you are here, and the darkness really helps us to reflect on that. So I'm going to tap into that magic today, and I hope everyone resonates with this message. And if this message does resonate with you, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe, let's have this conversation, let's shift this perspective, and let's elevate, and let's use this darkness to elevate ourselves. You can tell it's the shortest day of the year, like the sun has moved so much and I've only been out here 10 minutes. Oh, melanin, right. Again, something that we hardly know anything about. We're told it's just a skin pigmentation. We're told that melanin is, we're told that skin is just skin. Like, we're told that all skin is the same, and unless you do like your own due diligence and your own research, you won't realize that our skin, again, is an organ. Come on, well, obviously we should all know that, but our skin is an organ. So then if our organs are different colors, it must mean a little something, do you know what I mean? But also as well, we all have melanin within us, within our bones, within our teeth, within our neural system as well. For us to even operate on this planet, you need melanin, and melanin as well has the same composure as the carbon element, and carbon is literally the foundation for life on this planet. Carbon, let me say, not even just life on this planet, life in this universe, everything, every aspect of this universe is related to carbon, because carbon is such a connecting element. Like how carbon is structured is basically carbon reaches out and connects with the other elements. Like, carbon is so quintessential for how we exist in this light spectrum. It is crazy. So to then have carbon, to then have melanin, to then be so connected, like, that's why again the neural system in your brain and obviously throughout your body relies on melanin so much because it is, again, that connector. It allows you to connect your thoughts, your memories, store your memories. Again, carbon and melanin enable you to store information within the body. So for you to be, you know, rich in melanin is a blessing. And again, we were told dark-skinned people, this, that and the other, or to sit in the dark is witchcraft or anything like that. Whereas leaders such as Mother Teresa would spend at least 3 hours a day in the dark praying, because she says that's when God is the loudest. And of course that would be the case if you look at it with the science. To be melanated, to be in the dark, to be in space, is to be connected, to not be you know, flooded with artificial lights. And again, if we look at how we live now, we are absolutely flooded with artificial lights, whether you're consuming them in your phone or this time of year being Christmas, and there is so much you know, artificial lights in terms of like Christmas trees and twinkle lights, even though they're really pretty. But you know, because that is the case and you're just so overflooded with this information, you've got advertisements, you've got, you know, I mean, you've got a plethora of things, rather than you tapping into your own light, rather than you becoming your own star ultimately. Like, you don't want to watch a movie where the lights are on. It distracts you from the screen, it distracts you from the vision, it distracts you from the images. It doesn't allow you to have a full vivid experience. And when the spirit gets too heavy for the body, when we've absorbed too much light throughout the day, whether it's the artificial light of your phone, or if you're really living and you're seeing the sunlight and you're seeing the light through other beings, through conversations with people that you love, or through your pets, or through animals around you, through being in life, through being in nature, if you're seeing the light that way, it can be a lot to process. So then the body needs time to sit and to process and to become one with the light. Like, you know what I mean? I believe that darkness allows us time to become one with the light. Like, there is time to be on and there is time to be off. And depending on how you look at it as well, because I would say that the light is on time, but I believe that it's not. I believe that darkness is where we really turn on. You know, becoming active in your dreams is powerful, because then that actually starts to, your dreams then start to have an effect on your reality. When you're fully lucid in spirit, when you're fully lucid in your dreams, when you're fully lucid in the planes that are vibrating at a higher level, when it then trickles down into this physical reality, you will be somewhat prepared for what can happen in this physical reality, because again, there is an order. If we look at science and how, you know, vibration works, and how there are, you know, different waves along the spectrum, there are different wavelengths. If you're able to tap into different wavelengths through this darkness, that is powerful, that is amazing, because then you're living a full spectrum life. Again, as I said before, just as we kind of only live for one aspect, like we kind of only live for light, and we only take a certain slice of the pie. Like, for example, a lot of us are only using a certain percentage of our brain. They say that we're using 10%. I believe a lot of people are only using 4%. That's just my personal kind of thing. When we're able to tap into the whole aspect of who we are in the physical and beyond, like, that is when we're living a full spectrum life. A full spectrum life. Like, even, for example, and I've said this in a different video, but even how we are shaped. We are shaped in the number of 5, which is very round. 5 is like a wheel, because 4 is the square. So this is a rectangle, but 4 is the square. Let me pull it down a little bit. 4 would be the square. So 4 would be, you know, a brick, standing up, rigidness. But then 5, how we are shaped, we have 5 aspects to ourselves. So we're what goes round, we're the sphere, we're the ball. And really we're supposed to live in a state of 360. Now, they say that there's 365 days in a year. I personally believe there's 360. I might sound crazy to you, that is okay. But I believe that we experience things 360, going round and round and round. And in this kind of like going round, we are able to see ourselves in many ways. I will make videos on spiral learning. We definitely learn spirally by again going round and learning ourselves and seeing ourselves. Again, the planets move around, the universe is moving and swaying around, everything is going around. When we're shaped in this 5, we're also in alignment with that, we're also tapping into that. But then when we only aim for one thing, or we only take one slice of this pie, we only take 1 degree out of the 360 that we exist in, we are truly cutting ourselves short. So again, that's why I choose to consciously tap into darkness. I choose to consciously tap into dreams. I choose to consciously tap into certain aspects of myself, because I don't want to just live a surface level life where a 9 to 5 is my everything, a TV show is my everything, celebrity gossip is my everything. That is not my reality, and I wouldn't want it to be. I wouldn't want it to be mine, and I definitely don't want it to be yours. We've been blessed with such amazing lives, but we're only tapping into a bit of it. Like we're only tapping into this bit when it's like it's all of this that we can tap into, do you know what I mean? But we're skating at the top, and it's good to skate, but trust me, when you learn how to swim and you learn how to dive and you see what's underneath this ocean that you have access to, you'll appreciate the surface even more, because you'll know what's underneath the surface. And that's what darkness is able to bring. Darkness is able to bring you beyond what you think you know. Darkness is able to bring you beyond what you think you know. Darker times of the year, especially in the country that I'm in right now, I'm in England. So like darker times of the year are also colder times of the year, much colder times of the year. And when it gets cold, water gets frozen. But again, water is also information. So then we have to think, okay, what does this symbolize? Because again, we're not presented with things that we can see for no reason. We're able to see and perceive these things to tap into other aspects of the mind, especially the subconscious mind. So okay, it's like, okay, what does this frozen water mean? Well, water's information, so why is the information freezing? Well, I think of it like a fridge. A fridge stores things. So I'm going to put this water, this information, this ice in the fridge, and allow myself to tap back into that in summer when I need it, when I need to move, when I need to be active, when I need to be in the summer sun, when I need to be rejoicing and, you know, sharing information, when I need to be in flow again, when the water melts, that's when I'll tap into this ice. So right now it's not even a time for information. Right now it's not even a time for ingesting. You know what I mean? All these artificial lights through this holiday period that they try and distract you with, all this advertisements, all this shopping, all of this, these mundane things that we're convinced is the norm. Like, it's not time for that. Right now, it's not even time for information. Right now is time for you. And again, going back to that seed analogy that I used before, it's time for you to be you. It's time for you not to be caught up in the past. And this is another point I'm going to make about the Trinity as well. But it's not time for you to be caught up in the past, to think about the future or even the now. It's time for you to go even beyond, beneath that, because this would be the flow of the ocean. So the past, present and future, past, present and future being the Trinity. It's not even time for Trinity right now. Right now is the time for your own flow, for your own rhythm, for you to just be in this kind of sleep state. You know what I mean? For you to be in this sleep state and to conjure up new realities for yourself. And especially because this holiday season for most people is New Year. And the reason why I say for most people is New Year is because New Year isn't a new year for everyone, but again, that's going to be a new video. But this holiday season isn't a new year, but it is, for most people it is. So it's like, okay, something new. Then what does it mean to be new if you are caught up in the dance of past, present and future? You don't even know newness, because you're processing information. But again, ice it's not drinking season. It's not time for you to be engulfing information right now. We're in ice time. We're outside of time and space right now. Do you know what I mean? We're in darkness. And then so darkness allows you to be, again, just like it says in the Bible, like darkness is that space where the light comes from. So how do you generate a new light? How do you generate something new? How do you really have a new year? Do you know what I mean? You rest, you pause, you tap into darkness. There's nothing to do. There is literally nothing to do. I feel like darkness allows us to be. Darkness allows us to be, or not to be. Shout out Shakespeare. And the thing is though, as well, even that, let's actually have a different perspective conversation on that just one moment. We're told that darkness is evil, right? But then evil backwards is live, and live is life. You live your life, right? So then, okay, well, potentially darkness is evil, because if life is constantly in flow, and motion, and then darkness allows you to be cold, allows you to be frozen, allows you to freeze and just to pause and just to store, then potentially it is the opposite of life. You know what I mean? If life is flow, then darkness is frozenness. So then ultimately it is evil. Ultimately it is opposite to life, the backwards of life, because life or live backwards is evil. So then this darkness allows you to, again, be still, be frozen, go beyond the matter that is the water or the ice, you know what I mean, to forget the body, to forget the matter for a moment, and to tap into truly who and whatever you may be and who you truly are. Do you know what I mean? And then so when the sun comes out again, when you're illuminating yourself again, when you are truly new again, you are truly new, truly light, truly in motion, truly living, truly in life. There are two solstices. So you've got the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, and you've got the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. Now, because I'm in a cold country, this is kind of like this cold country's new year. Whereas if I was, for example, in Africa, in my ancestral lands, this would not be my new year, that would be my new year. And again, I'm going to make a whole video about that. But because I am here in this land and this space and time, like this land is resetting itself. This land is tapping into the energy of this type of solstice. So because I've been positioned here, because I know that the Creator has put me in a place to receive this energy, I'm going to tap in. I'm going to be going for walks. I'm going to be in nature. I'm going to be amongst the landscape that I'm in and just embrace the energy that is here. So yeah, I'm going to make sure to go for walks and just to maximize off of that energy and just to tap in and just to see what I have to say to myself as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, these videos are always a conversation, always an open conversation. So if anything that I've said resonates, let me know, expand on it. I want to hear your points. If anything that I've said doesn't resonate or rubs you the wrong way, let me know respectfully down in the comments. I always want to see from you guys. I always want to hear from you guys. So yeah, let me know. Say your piece, say your bit, and let me know what you thought so far of everything that has been said. Thank you so much for being present. This dog is barking himself up. Thank you so much for being present. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this conversation. Thank you so much for being an advocate for your own elevation, and thank you for being patient enough to even get through this whole video. I want to say peace, power and blessings. I hope you guys are having a powerful week of darkness. I hope you're having a powerful new year. I hope you're having a powerful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.